Hey, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be playing with the Plain Jane palette from Adept Cosmetics. This palette has completely taken I guess you could say the smaller beauty community by storm and the indie community by storm. This is such an incredible palette. I cannot wait to show you how I created some eye looks with it. I also pulled out my Club Nebula palette. I've got my Lunar New Year palette from BH Cosmetics. I had actually asked you guys if you wanted to see a dedicated review to this palette. 60-some% of you said yes. I really haven't had the time to do that, so I decided to incorporate it in this video, and I will try to use it in the future as well if you guys are interested. So I'm sorry, I really tried to adhere to those surveys that I give you guys. Your feedback is very important to me. I'm just crazy busy right now, and I don't always have the time that I would like to have to film. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's what we're doing today. We are getting into the Plain Jane palette. If you're interested, if you are excited about this palette, make sure you stick around. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to my channel. Let's get into this video. Okay, just forewarning, if you see me start to lean this way, I have to prop my right leg up because it keeps swelling really funny. I don't know what the hell's going on. I plan on going to a doctor soon about it. So whenever I have my legs hanging for a long time, like when I'm sitting or when I'm standing, or doing anything other than laying down, specifically my right leg, sometimes my left leg, they'll start to swell, my ankles will swell, and it gets really uncomfortable. So I've got my leg propped up, and the only thing I have is a little table, and it's up pretty high, so I'm kind of trying to sit straight here, so just, So the first thing I'm going to do is lay down some P. Louise base. This is a base that works well with a lot of different eyeshadow formulas, and if I want something pigmented, something to really be poppy and have a lot of pigment, this is what I go for. So I'm going to use this today. I really just want to get some use out of the Plain Jane palette. I want to put it over top of different eyeshadows. I want to see how these topper shades, because that's what these are topper shades. I want to see how they transform the shadows underneath. Let's start playing. I am so excited. I've only played with this palette once so far. I used it in a video with my daughter last night. We did a shop my stash type of thing, and I used this because I wanted to use it. And I had a lot of fun. It's a gorgeous palette. So we're just going to play today. I'm just going to play. And if you guys want to watch, you can watch. I don't know if this is still available. Last time I checked, they had the pre-order opened up. You could still get it on pre-order, but I don't know if you still can. I will update you guys down in the description box and let you know if it's still available. I guess that would have been helpful to do my research ahead of time. I do apologize. Okay, to start off this first look, I want to use the BH Cosmetics Lunar New Year palette. So I asked you guys in my community tab if you wanted to see a dedicated review video of this palette, and 60-some% of you said yes. However, my time has been very limited, so I've had to be really picky and choosy, and I know I've said this before, but I don't always get to make all the videos I want to make. I want to be able to upload more content, but I don't have unlimited time, unfortunately. So I'm going to include this in this video, but I did want to get at least some use out of this one. I want to see how they perform. I want to see if this is the same great formula as the Blueberry Muffin palette, as the, the little, what do they call them? The Sweet Shop palettes. I want to see if this is the same great formula. I'm skeptical. BH Cosmetics has been a little inconsistent with their formulas. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know, what determines which formula they use. I don't know. So I gotta say, when I first picked up this palette, this BH Cosmetics palette, I didn't know that those really sparkly shades were pressed glitters. And the reason being is because when I went on their website, it didn't say they were pressed glitters. It said they were shimmers. So I was really disappointed when I found out that this gorgeous shade up here, look at that. I was highly disappointed when I found out that was a pressed glitter. And it's just because sometimes I'll use pressed glitters, but I'm not a huge fan. I don't typically use them because I'm terrified I'm going to get them in my eyeball. And I wear contacts, so that would be, it would be devastating anyway, but even with contacts, it's even worse. So I'm upset that they misrepresented what was in this palette on their website because I wouldn't have bought it otherwise. But here she is, so we're going to play with it. There's some really beautiful colors in this palette. This lime green is really pretty. This mustardy yellow is really beautiful. I don't know what I want to do. I think I want to go for something fiery orangey red. And maybe put this really beautiful duochrome here over top of it. I don't know. We're just going to play. I'm just playing around. Okay, let's just dip into the shade Mandarin. It's probably the brightest red in this palette, or maybe the most true red. in the palette, I want to use that. And I'm going to kind of pack it right there in that socket area. Is that what I want to do? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh boy. This is going to stain my eyeball. For sure. Ooh. I don't know what I want to do. I'm tired of like the same old cut crease shape. But I'm not very creative. So that might be what we're going for today. I don't know. You guys getting tired of seeing cut creases from me yet? The goal was to perfect them. I think I've got them about as good as I'm going to be able to get them on my eye shape. Y'all, my eye looks are so predictable anymore. I'm sorry. Super pigmented though, definitely without a doubt. Lots of pigment. I'm going to pack on this lighter red. Actually, this one's called Fortune. Let's pack this on right in front of that. This one's more of like an orange red. Okay. I'm just going to dip into Yellow Mountain. Yellow Mountain right here. Use that to blend out the edges, I guess. I'm going to go around the outside of that with like a really fluffy blending brush and just kind of disperse that yellow. Now I'm going to go back into that other brush and I'm just going to blend what was already on there up a little bit. Try to make the colors mesh a little bit better. This is where the magic happens with the blending. Ooh, I kind of like it. This pigment's not as heavy. It's one of those pigments you gotta build up to get it to be opaque. Which that's not that big of a deal, honestly. I don't mind. All right, I'm gonna dip back into that yellow and pack it on this inner portion here. That's a bright yellow. Like fire. I'm just blending that yellow and red together to give it that orange in the middle. What do we think so far? Looks crazy, right? Like, part of me wants to use this shade here. This is ACI 7. We need some cuter names, Adept. Or ACI 9, which is the green one down there. What do we think? Probably this one? Yeah, let's do that one. So the one I'm wanting to use is ACI 9, and that's this one down here. Let's just smear that all over and see what happens here. This could be really good, or it could be really bad. Only one way to find out. I think the best way to apply these is with your finger. So let's start there first. Ooh, okay. I'm going to take a more like a stiff concealer brush to dig into that glittery shade. I like that a whole lot. It's pretty loud, but so am I, so kind of works out. Yeah, fingers definitely best. These shadows really can transform any shade to something totally different. Like, it's kind of giving me the vibes of that glitter up top that I don't want to use because I'm afraid it's going to take out my eyeball. That's what it's kind of giving me. This is giving me those vibes. I wasn't going to drag it all the way over, but something told me to, and I'm not regretting it. Wow, that is so pretty. You guys will have to let me know down below. Did you pick up the Plain Jane palette? And are you as blown away with it as I am? Like, this is gorgeous. I love it so much. Do I want to wipe that off? Oh my gosh. I don't want to wipe that off. I have to go to the grocery store later. I can't be walking out with two different eyeballs, can I? I mean, I guess I could. I don't want to, but I could. I love this look. All right, now I need to decide what to do on this eye. I'm totally living for the way this looks, and I was half tempted to do a repeat on that eye, but I want to get some more use out of this Plain Jane palette. God, what colors do I want to use? I feel like I want to maybe use this really beautiful blue, these purples up here. I mean, it's all stunning. Let's just be real. But in the video I did with my daughter last night, I used this one here, which is a stunning brown. It's a shade that is unassuming. When you look at it, it just looks like a shimmery brown shade. No. There's a pink in there. There's kind of an orangey shift. It is gorgeous. But I used that, and I think I used ACI 5. So it was a really browny type purpley pinky look. So I don't want to really go for pink or brown. I want to actually get some more use out of my Club Nebula palette from Kaleidos because this is a newer palette to me. I've only done the 3 eye looks. I'm going to use the shades, I think I want to use the shades Rock Hopper and Cylon. And then we'll put some of those really beautiful purple shimmers over top. Again, going in with my P. Louise base. So I just found out that Adept Cosmetics is going out of business. Do you know what I'm going to say next? My under eye brightening corrector. I went ahead and already bought another one because the one I'm currently working on is halfway gone already, and I just bought it in November? I'm like devastated. That's really the only product, like the only staple product I use from Becca is the under eye corrector. What am I supposed to do? It revives my under eyes. I'm gonna have to buy like another one just for backup purposes. You can even layer these shadows on top of themselves. You can layer like these two here, any of them, and it just totally changes, morphs into something even more beautiful than it was before. These shadows are insane. I'm going to do this side a little bit different. I'm not going to pack on. I'm going to just blend. So how do I want to do this? Let's start by blending Cylon deep into the crease, and then we'll go in with Rock Hopper and we'll take it from there. Nope, this brush is way too big. Whoa. I don't typically use P. Louise base like this, like just blending over top of without packing on first. Sometimes you gotta switch things up a little bit though. This color is really pretty when you just use it on its own and really buff it out. I am gonna build it up a little bit, but that's pretty. You can probably get away with using just this one shade. Just really building up some depth wherever you want it. I really do love this Club Nebula palette. Angie did such a great job with this palette. Such amazing quality. I mean, Kaleidos has amazing quality. I already knew that. But the colors she chose and the shimmers, everything about it is stunning. This is the good thing about this type of base, this P. Louise base. Things just blend so beautifully over top of it. Look at that. I can't get this seamless of a blend over top of any other type of base. Like, this is it. Okay, now's the hard part. I don't know which shimmer to use from this palette now. This went a lot deeper purple than what I was intending. Oh man, like I still want to use this because it's just mind-blowingly beautiful. But all of them are. I'm swatching the purples for you real quick so you can get an idea of what they look like. Look how stunning these are. Like, wow. I really want to go in with this really bright shimmer just because it's bright and just beautiful. Should we do it? I feel like we should. Okay, I'm going to start by taking ACI 6, which is this really beautiful pinky, shifty, purpley, bluey type of shade. We're going to pack that starting here and go from there. I don't know what I want to lead it into, whether it be another shimmer, a matte, I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. Like, do you guys see that? So freaking pretty. Oh my god, I love that so much. It's just stunning. I mean, look at that. Would you? This is why this palette is so amazing. This is why this Adept palette is getting so much buzz and so many people want it. It's just an incredibly beautiful palette. I love it. I'm in love with it. I don't regret buying this one. I don't regret the fact that I have the Ninhydrin on the way to me. They are killing it right now with this formula. I love these looks. I think this one's probably my favorite out of the two. Like, look at that. Look how shiny and sparkly. Let me see if I can get closer and turn the lights down just a bit so you can catch the full effect. Just gorgeous, gorgeous shadows. I think you could see them just as easily with the lights turned up. Look how pretty. I love it so much. So beautiful. Okay, I know this is a big change from when you last saw me, but I wasn't able to show you guys the full like transformation or me doing this last eye look. I've been dealing with some off and on health issues for a couple of years now, above and beyond the stomach issues that I've told you guys about, where I'll have all of a sudden out of nowhere, I'll get this like my heart rate will go up. It'll shoot through the roof, and it'll be like that for about 5 minutes. And then afterwards, I feel dizzy. I feel like I'm going to throw up. I feel just totally out of it. I get a really bad headache after it happens. And every time I'm going to the doctor about it, they brush it off and tell me it's anxiety. I was literally doing my makeup for this video, sitting in the mirror, watching another YouTube video when this happened. There was nothing going on. I wasn't stressed out. I've actually had a few days off of work, so I'm not really sure why I would be anxious. I was actually really relaxed when this happened. So I'm probably going to go to the doctor in the next few days again and stress to them how much I want them to do a full body ultrasound. I'm starting to think I have a blockage somewhere, or like a blood clot or something, just because of the symptoms I've been having with my legs swelling and just a whole bunch of other things. So anyway, long drawn out story, but just to tell you, that's why you guys didn't get to see me apply the eyeshadow and whatnot. I was in the middle of getting ready when this happened, and it was scary. I had to stop what I was doing for a couple of hours. I decided to actually finish my makeup off camera because I wasn't sure if it was going to happen again. Anyway, this is what I have going on now. I obviously did the full face. For the eyes, I used the Natasha Denona Glam palette for like the base eyeshadow, the browns, the crease, the transition, and all that jazz. But then for that inner lid shade there, I used the Plain Jane palette, and I used the shade ACI2. It doesn't look like anything special in the pan. I mean, it looks glittery, but oh my god, when you put it over top of eyeshadows, it just does something special. Every single shade in this palette does that. So I really wanted to share my thoughts with you guys on this palette. Again, I know they're going to keep restocking, or at least I think they're going to keep restocking this. It's such a fantastic palette. If you've been wanting to pick it up, you're going to love this if you like shimmery, sparkly eyeshadows as much as I do. So it's really hard for me to pick like one favorite look out of the ones that I did. I really enjoyed them all. I think, well, obviously the one I have on right now is the most wearable. As far as like going to work, I would feel okay going to work wearing this. I wouldn't have a problem with that. The red and the orange and all that, I couldn't wear that to work. That's a little too loud. The other one, the purpley one, I could probably pull that off as well, but this is just, it's special in a way that I can't even get you to see on camera. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a really subtle shift to it, but it is super sparkly and shiny, and I'm here for it. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, watching me review the Plain Jane palette pretty much. I mean, I dabbled in some other palettes here. I just wanted to play. I wanted to create some eye looks, and I wanted to be able to really see how far I could take this. This is a stunning palette. I don't regret getting it. I'm glad I have the second palette on its way to me. I'm excited to see the newer palette that they're creating already. Did you grab this palette? Are you thinking about grabbing it? If you do have it, how much do you love it? Do you love it as much as I do? All right, I think that's going to wrap things up for us today. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Let me know down below in the comments section which look was your favorite. I'm in love with this palette in general, so if you haven't already hit that subscribe button and you've made it this far in the video, please don't forget to tap that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you don't miss future uploads, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.